June 6th, 2013, every screen inside the NSA headquarters, the National Security Agency, turns blood red. An intelligence disaster of the highest magnitude has just occurred. A classified slide marked PRISM just leaked, exposing a naked truth. Google, Facebook, Apple. The tech giants you trust every single day are secretly feeding your data to the government. Yesterday, another bombshell. The NSA logs every Verizon phone call. 120 million Americans tracked like criminals. We hope you enjoy the show. The world's most powerful spy agency, with a $10 billion budget and 30,000 employees, just got exposed by one person. A 29-year-old IT contractor who forced the United States government to admit it lied to 300 million Americans. Is he a hero or a traitor? Welcome to the story of Edward Snowden and the price of telling the truth. Let's rewind. Before he became the most wanted man on the planet, Edward Snowden was just a nobody. The NSA is the most powerful intelligence apparatus in history. They believed nothing could slip past their eyes. But they were wrong. 7 years after the leak, a federal court declared the NSA's entire mass surveillance operation illegal. The judge's verdict was clear. Intelligence chiefs were not telling the truth. But the question is, how did a junior IT guy access the crown jewels of American intelligence? Why did he risk his life, his freedom, and his future to tell you what was happening? The answer starts 3 months earlier in a windowless room where the impossible was about to happen. Spring 2013. Oahu, Hawaii. Tourists sipping Mai Tais. Perfect 78-degree weather. But inside a concrete NSA facility buried beneath this paradise, Ed Snowden sits under cold artificial light, downloading the unthinkable. Snowden is an IT contractor for Booz Allen Hamilton. At 29, he looks younger, almost forgettable. The kind of guy you'd pass in a hallway without a second glance. And that was his perfect cover. Every morning, Snowden badges into his windowless office, types his password, and watches the digital lives of millions flow across his screen. It wasn't just metadata. It wasn't just phone numbers. It was actual content. Real emails, real conversations, your Amazon purchases, your Google searches at 2 a.m. That embarrassing medical question you typed and deleted. It's all there. He discovers PowerPoint slides so classified that most of Congress doesn't know they exist. One slide titled PRISM lists every tech giant you trust as a data provider. Another diagram labeled Upstream shows the NSA literally cutting into undersea internet fiber optic cables, copying everything that flows through them. But the tool that makes his blood run cold is called X-Keyscore. The training manual brags it captures nearly everything a typical user does on the internet. Want to know what your ex-girlfriend is doing? Type her email. Boom. Instant access to her entire digital life. No warrant needed, no oversight. What pushed Snowden over the edge? 3 weeks earlier, March 2013. Snowden watched the Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, sit before Congress. Senator Ron Wyden asked him, "Does the NSA collect any type of data on millions of Americans?" Clapper answered, "No, sir, not wittingly." Snowden stared at his screen. He was looking at absolute, undeniable proof that Clapper just committed perjury. The NSA wasn't collecting data on some Americans. It was collecting data on everyone. Your calls, your texts, your location, all of it. Stored in massive data centers in Utah, searchable forever. Night after night, Snowden can't sleep. The NSA's mission is to protect America from foreign threats. Instead, it's treating every American like a threat. The thought that breaks him is simple. He thinks of his young nephew. Will he grow up in a world where every text, every mistake, every joke is recorded forever? Where the government knows more about you than you remember about yourself? By late May, paradise feels like a prison. Snowden makes a decision that will make him either a hero or a traitor, depending on who is writing the history books. He starts transferring classified documents onto encrypted drives. Not randomly, carefully. Each file chosen to prove one thing: your government is lying to you. January 2013. 4 months before the world changes, Snowden sends his first encrypted email to Laura Poitras, a filmmaker, and Glenn Greenwald, a Guardian journalist. He literally has to make a YouTube tutorial titled Encryption for Dummies for Greenwald because the journalist is terrible with technology. On May 20th, 2013, Snowden tells his girlfriend he's going on a business trip. He kisses her goodbye, knowing he will likely never see her again. He boards a flight to Hong Kong, a legal twilight zone between China and the West. June 3rd, the Mira Hotel lobby. Greenwald is looking for his source. Snowden had told him, "You'll recognize me. I'll be the one holding a Rubik's Cube." Greenwald is stunned. He was expecting a grizzled veteran spy. Instead, he sees a kid who looks like he fixes printers. But when that printer-fixing kid opens his laptop in room 1014, the air leaves the room. He shows them the impossible. A secret court order from April 2013. Verizon must hand over all phone records to the NSA. Next, the PRISM slides. Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, then the undersea cables. Greenwald's hands shake as he reads. This is it. Proof the government is spying on everyone. They work 18-hour days. Snowden barely sleeps. He knows the NSA's hunters are already mobilizing. Every day he is free is borrowed time. After 5 days, the first story is ready. Greenwald's finger hovers over send. Once this publishes, there is no going back. Snowden says, "Do it." June 5th, 6 p.m. The Verizon story drops. June 6th, the PRISM story detonates like a nuclear bomb. The logos you trust, Google, Facebook, Apple, arranged under top secret stamps. Mark Zuckerberg denies it. Larry Page denies it. But the documents say otherwise. International fury follows. German Chancellor Angela Merkel discovers the NSA tapped her personal cell phone. The president of Brazil finds out her emails were intercepted. 35 world leaders, allies, not enemies, all surveilled by America. On June 9th, Snowden reveals himself in a video that shakes the world. He sits calmly and says, "I'm Edward Snowden. I'm 29 years old." Within hours, the U.S. charges him under the Espionage Act. The sentence, death or life in prison. Hong Kong is pressured. Snowden disappears into a safe house, then executes a desperate escape plan. Fly to Russia. June 23rd, Snowden lands in Moscow. But the moment he lands, the U.S. government cancels his passport. He is now legally stateless, a ghost. He can't enter Russia. He can't leave. He can't buy food. For 40 days, Snowden lives in the airport transit zone, sleeping on plastic chairs. Then, on July 2nd, the most insane thing happens. The presidential plane of Bolivia's Evo Morales is forced down in Austria because of a rumor that Snowden might be on board. France, Spain, Italy, and Portugal close their airspace to a president. It is unprecedented. They search the plane like they are looking for drugs. No Snowden. It was a diplomatic kidnapping. Finally, on August 1st, Russia grants Snowden temporary asylum. Not because Putin loves whistleblowers, but because embarrassing America is worth it. The aftermath splits reality in two. In one, he is a traitor. In the other, he is the Paul Revere of the digital age. But facts don't care about opinions. Within 6 months of the revelations, WhatsApp, used by 2 billion people, implemented end-to-end encryption. Apple designed iPhones that even the FBI couldn't unlock. Big tech was forced to secure the internet to regain user trust. Vindication came slowly. On September 2nd, 2020, the U.S. Court of Appeals ruled that the NSA's bulk phone collection program was illegal. The judges went further. The intelligence officials who defended it were not telling the truth. Snowden was right. The people calling him a criminal were the ones breaking the law. Today, Snowden lives in Moscow. He has a wife, a child, and Russian citizenship, something he never wanted. He speaks at conferences via video link, charges no fees, and still believes he did the right thing. The question that matters isn't whether Snowden is a hero or a traitor. The question is, do you have less privacy or more because of what he did? But if you think the NSA story ends here, you are wrong. Hit like and subscribe if you found this insightful, and comment below. If you were in Snowden's chair, would you have clicked send? See you in the next one.